Bringing back old raids has been something that the Destiny community has been wanting since year 2. Raids make up a major part of Destiny and are a huge, fun part of the experience. Now, should Bungie bring back old raids? Let's talk about that. What's up, Guardians? Hackman is back with another Destiny video, and in this video, like I said, I'm going to be covering old raids and whether or not Bungie should bring them back. Now, like I said, this has been something that the Destiny community has been wanting since year 2. I think it might be one of the most wanted things now that we have private matches in the game. So, should Bungie bring back old raids? I think there are plenty of reasons why they should, and hear me out. So like I said, I feel like raids are a huge part of the game and also a really big part of the Destiny experience, you know? Like, raids aren't just something that I see in every other game, and I feel like these are just really significant to Destiny, and they really make up a huge part of the experience. So, currently there are 4 raids in the game: the Vault of Glass, Crota's End, the King's Fall, and of course the Wrath of the Machine. But the really sad part is, because of the way the game works and light levels and endgame content, etc., people only play like one raid right now, and of course that's the Wrath of the Machine. Why? Because old raids are outdated, I guess, and it's not that old raids aren't fun. You know, if I ask a lot of people, they'll say that their favorite raid is Vault of Glass, and that's like the first raid. But people play Wrath of the Machine simply because that's the only way to get endgame loot and increase their light level. And doing old raids would simply be for kicks and giggles, and you wouldn't get anything good out of it. Now, I still know people that sometimes will go and raid the Vault of Glass and Crota's End, but that's just for fun with their friends, because really they aren't getting anything good out of it, and the raid is really easy now. So really, like I said, it's just because they want to have fun with their friends, or maybe, you know, they really like the Vault of Glass, but that's it. And not to mention, I'm sure there are plenty of other players that really love old raids, and they would play those raids more, but they feel like they can't or they shouldn't, simply because they aren't going to get anything good out of it and the light level is so low. So here I have an image from the Destiny the Collection trailer, and as you can see, it shows that there are 5 different adventures all in the same package. Now let's talk about this for a minute. There have been lots of different, I guess, DLCs, and there's lots of content in Destiny. And of course, like it goes, you know, we just have vanilla Destiny, just the year 1, then we had the Dark Below, then we had House of Wolves, then the Taken King, and then we got, you know, some stuff in the April update, and now we have Rise of Iron. Okay, that's huge. That makes our whole Destiny, you know, when we get on Destiny, that whole thing is really big. But guess what? Players only play a small chunk of that. Players are only playing Rise of Iron right now, you know? Maybe they're doing some stuff in the original Destiny, like story missions, and, you know, there are some things that have carried over, you know, like just the basics of the game and currencies, and then there's things like the Nightfall Strike that, you know, will always be there. But as far as like old strikes, and very specifically old raids, players don't do them anymore, you know, just because they're old, and because of the way the light system works, you don't get anything good from doing all the old stuff, and it's just way too easy for you. So just kind of to recap, Destiny is such a huge game, but because of the way it works, players are only playing a little bit of it. And I mean, like, it's more than a little bit, but there's a huge portion of the game that is just unused, and players don't even play it anymore. So that is a really strong reason why I feel like Bungie should and almost needs to bring back these raids. Like, just think for a minute what the game would be like if everything would give you like endgame loot, you know? Like, if players were playing all the raids every week, the game would be so much bigger, there'd be so much more to do, and it'd just make the game so much better. So really, like, I think if Bungie was smart, they would think, wow, I've made all this content and people aren't playing it anymore, why wouldn't I bring it back? And then there's tons of talk about whether or not Bungie would remaster raids or like just raise the light level. And I think, you know, it'd be cool if Bungie would remaster raids, and I've heard talk of like Siva Infected Vex, and I thought of maybe like a Taken Crota, you know, we could have a whole new King's Fall. But honestly, I wouldn't care if Bungie even just brought up the light level, and I'm sure other players wouldn't. It'd make the game a lot more fun, and I feel like it just complete the experience a little more, and it would make the game just more whole, and there'd be so much more to do. I think it would attract a lot of old players back into the game if they knew their raids were back and they could do it and get in-game loot. And I know that it'll bring new players too. And I mean that if they do that, you know, I have a friend at school and he stopped playing Destiny in year 2. But his favorite raid was the Vault of Glass, and you know, if I went and told him, oh hey, you know, the Vault of Glass has been like remade, and you can do it in Rise of Iron and get endgame loot, I'm almost sure he'd jump right back into the game just because he loves it, and I know that lots of other players are in that boat. So just another recap, you know, we have this huge game called Destiny, but the old raids, which make up a huge part of the experience, are just taking up space, you know? And they're just a few wasted gigabytes that we could be using for other content. So I really strongly feel that, you know, not only would it complete the experience, make the game a lot more fun, it would certainly bring players back into Destiny and attract new players, but it's what the community wants right now, and players think it'd be really fun if old raids were added back into the game at a higher light level. And I mean, if this were a future update, it would give the community so much more to do. Players would be able to play like the whole game, and people would love it. Let's be honest, people would love an update where the raids were remastered. And in the end, like, I don't think it requires that much on Bungie's part. Like, I get that they have to do stuff for the game and all that, but like, even if they just raise the light level, I'm sure most of the community would be fine with that, and they would still enjoy it and have lots of fun. And I really think that this is something that developers at Bungie really want to do, because they recognize that, you know, they put lots of effort into the Vault of Glass, King's Fall, Crota's End, but now players don't really play it anymore because they can't get anything good out of it. And if all they had to do is bring up the light level and see lots of players playing their stuff again, I'm sure they would really want to do that. And I hope that they do. Please drop a like down below if you enjoyed this video at all, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more daily Destiny uploads. This is Hackman, and I'll see you in the next video.